a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna. Now, who doesn't enjoy a scrumptious breakfast of idli and dosa in the morning? But preparing them could also be a challenge if one doesn't get the batter right. And today on the show, we speak to none other than the batter king of India, PC Musthafa, who along with his four cousins in 2005 started ID Foods by supplying batter to 20 stores in Bengaluru. Today, ID Foods sells over 65,000 kilos of idli and dosa batter daily and caters to 45 cities across 30,000 retail stores in India, the UAE, and the US. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Musthafa. I'm very excited to be doing this interview, not only as a journalist, but also as a very formidable customer of ID.
Thanks a lot, Sonali.
So, Musthafa, I want to start by flashing back before I get into the nitty-gritties of your business and its functioning today. I believe you're an IIM Bangalore graduate. You worked for MNCs in Europe and the Middle East. Your life was perfect, like most of us would aspire it to be, getting a hefty, stable salary every month. But I believe you threw it all one day and decided to come back to India to create a new business venture, and that too an idli dosa venture, which all of us as South Indians are used to making at home, or we're used to buying it from stores, which simply put it in a plastic bag with a rubber band. So I'm very curious that what gave you the guts and gumptions to throw away your good job, which was fetching you, a good stable salary, and come back to India and start a idli dosa batter business?
Like most of you, I also had a dream to start something of my own. Unfortunately, I didn't have the guts. I was always curious about the failure. I was worried about failures. That's when I started discussing various ideas with my cousins, who used to be my childhood friends. So my cousins were running a small time kirana store in a place called Indiranagar in Bangalore. This store had a batter supplier who was supplying batter in a plain pouch with a rubber band on the top. You will still see in some part of Matanga and Rajajinagar in Bangalore. This batter had all sort of quality issues, service complaints, and hygiene issues. My cousins tried to fix the issue with weather multiple times. It didn't work out. That's when we thought of doing something of our own. All what we had was 50,000 rupees. With that money, we bought one grinder, one mixer, one seeding machine, one weighing scale, and a second scooty. Our job was to go to market every day, buy rice and dal, come back, then clean it, wash, soak, grind, mix it, ferment it, pack it, load it on the second scooty, go to the market ourselves and sell it ourselves. It was a back-breaking job. It was not an easy journey. It took us almost 9 months to sell 100 packets a day, and 9 months to get 20 customers.
Musthafa, I'm curious about this part. When you launched, 9 months into launch was a back-breaking time, a complete struggle with almost no success at all. What was the kind of familial pressures that you were facing? Because I'm sure your folks, your relatives must have said, "Oh, the IIM graduate did a good job, good salary, monthly salary, good lifestyle, and now he's thrown it all away and come back to Bangalore to start, an idli dosa business. I mean, are you completely crazy?" Did you have to face, those kind of pressures and keep them at bay and keep going on?
Luckily, I didn't have to quit my job. So what really worked for our team was my cousins ran the show for the initial 3 years. I was investing as well as doing a part-time job during weekends and holidays with them. I was involved in the planning stage and all of them, plus investment, right? And my cousins were running the show. They took it to a level wherein I felt confident to quit a well-paid job and move full-time. So I think the message out here is, if you do not have courage to quit a well-paid job, find your right cousins to do business job for you.
Musthafa, not many people know that ID Foods was launched in 2005. But, if you actually look at ID Foods coming into all our lives, it's only been about 2 or 3 years. That's an integral part of our shopping list. What's been the journey since 2005 to, let's say, about 2019, during the phase where you were not very well known, you were not, an integral part of everybody's shopping list. When was your real first breakthrough?
So I think it was 2014, when we got our first funding for expansion into newer markets. So until 2012-13 time, we were a Bangalore-based batter company. And then once we got the funding, we started expanding ID to other markets like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. And that could be the turning point in Heidi's history.
So if I've got you right, your big expansion started in 2013, 2014, right? So if I ask you today, which are your biggest markets in India in terms of highest revenue, what would that be within India?
Batter in Bangalore is our highest revenue from a category perspective and region specific. But interestingly, last month, paratha has overtaken batter.
All over India, across India?
All over. Globally, paratha has overtaken batter. As paratha has become our number one SKU now.
Wow, that's interesting. How has this shift happened? Has this happened because of expansion in newer markets?
Expansion in newer markets, portfolio expansion, as well as I think the COVID impact to some great extent, I think helped, because people wanted to yum up the meal at home and create an experience of a restaurant, right, at home, right? So I think that helped for a fresh food brand like ours.
Tell me, Musthafa, one of your biggest selling points, which you claim, is that your idli dosa batter has no preservatives, right? So it's as good as making the dosa batter or the idli batter at home. Yes. So it's a perishable item. How do you manage, ensuring demand supply balance to ensure less wastage? Because it's a tough category.
Not just idli dosa batter, none of our products do have chemicals and preservatives in it. All our products are free from chemicals, preservatives. All our products are made with natural ingredients, nothing artificial, exactly the same way our grandmothers used to make at home. No preservatives, no artificial flavors, right? Nothing, no chemicals. In fact, we're actually fighting a war against chemicals and preservatives in the food. Fresh food brand, wastage is the most critical, factor to control. If you don't control it, it becomes a cancer. So it was extremely important for us to get the right placement in the right store on the right day. When we started idli dosa batter, we were sending 100 packets to the market. 90 used to come back unsold. Over a period of 3 years, we started sending around 2,000 kg to the market. Around 500 used to come back unsold. There was no way for me to make this business profitable and scalable with this kind of wastage. That's when we started investing in technology. We started capturing store-wise, item-wise sales and wastage data on a mobile handheld at the time. We then started using this data to predict the right demand for the right store on the right day. Today, in a mature city, mature product, we will be running into wastage of less than 2%.
Oh, wow.
That's the power of technology. That's the power of data. ID runs on IT.
What would you say have been the key challenges and learning in terms of creating this brand? And what are the challenges you faced in this ready-to-cook eat industry? Also, I'm curious to understand why you chose idli dosa.
For any food brand in India, the challenge is the trust factor. We Indians don't trust a packaged food. Anything in a packaged form is considered as unhealthy by Indians. So I would attend many seminars. All right, people love my personal story, ID story. But then when I come out of the podium, somebody will come and ask me, "Bacha, what do you add in that to get that fluffy idli? Tell me, so that I can also try it home." We don't add anything else. Right? It's only the manufacturing process that we follow, exactly the same way our grandmothers used to make it home. And when we do it at large scale, we are able to get the consistency right. So we don't add chemicals. The biggest challenge for us was to earn the customer's trust. Second one, for a fresh food brand, the biggest challenge would be to control the wastage. Thereby, technology really helped us. We started capturing store-wise, item-wise sales and wastage data. That analytics and all of them really helped us. Now, to answer the third part of the question, why idli? If you know, idli business is the most scalable business in the world, is one of the most sustainable business in the world, and highly profitable business. I'll tell you all of them with a fact.
Sure.
Bangaloreans stuck in more than 1.5 to 2 crore idli every day. So idli business is $1 billion business opportunity easily. So it's a highly scalable business, and we have proven that. And if you are to take one product which is eaten, which is being highly consumed across the world, it will be the batter. Batter is used to make idli or dosa, uttappam, paniyaram, set dosa, masala dosa, whatever you name it. Right? So it's one of the most consumed food ingredient in the world. Sure. So that's about scalability. Whenever my grandfather could afford to buy us a breakfast, he would get us idli rice, make idli at home. I had dosa this morning. I want my grandson to eat idli in future. So idli is here to stay. Batter is made with rice, dal, and water. 2/3 of the batter is water. Right? So it's a very highly profitable business. So if you get a mix right, if you get your service quality right, you can make it really big. So to answer your question, why idli business? My question back to you is, why not idli business?
Well, you have just opened my eyes on how profitable the idli business is. But having said that, I'm also interested in knowing how difficult was it to crack the distribution game? To convince people to get in and give you that shelf space and that visibility.
So I think our biggest asset today is our self-owned distribution network. We go to every store every day with all the products, represent the product, do stock rotation, and thereby collect the cash on delivery, and thereby make it profitable and scalable. And that is achieved using technology. So if you look at the technology at ID, we have around 30,000 outlets today, and all these outlets are geo-tagged. And then we use route optimization to cluster the routes and then sequence the routes accordingly. Then we then use geo-fencing to ensure that our service quality is ensured. And then we use data to supply the right quality or right quantity in the right store on the right day. So technology plays an extremely important role at ID.
I'm curious to understand from you about the interesting experiment that you conducted during the initial lockdown in 2020. I'm talking about the trust shops that you had going. I believe that you tied up with large societies in Bombay, where the ID van would come with ID products, and there was only a driver and no real manpower to man the transactions when customers would collect whatever they wanted and make the payment. So they were really on their own. I want to know how that really fared for you, what you gained out of it, and more importantly, I'd like to know from you, to understand and map human ethics and whether people were actually honest or did you lose some money?
We got a lot of panic calls to supply our products direct to home, and we didn't have that technology or the know-how to do a direct home delivery platform. In this case, we came up with a very beautiful concept immediately called Trust Shop. What we did was we placed stocks with a security gate, and customers could come down, pick their favorite product, drop the money in the money box next to it, or transfer to our account and go home. There was no one watching. It was not a vending machine. There was no technology. There was no camera. There was no security person watching. There was no salesperson. Right? It was purely based on trust.
So there was no one manning this spot where the members of the society came.
Purely based on trust.
Okay. Wow.
We had set up 700 shops across Mumbai in 1 month.
Okay. And
we were touching the life of 20,000 families during that time, every day. 97% of the people paid money.
97 paid money.
97% paid money, and that too on MRP. Right? So this was giving me better revenue per store than a retail store. And most importantly, this was giving me better profitability per store than a retail store, because I didn't have to pass on retail margin. But all this apart, this helped us to create a strong and trustworthy brand that we're today. Customers were surprised with the campaign. They couldn't believe it. Right? So the best way for someone to trust you is to trust them.
Tell me, does this trust shop still exist, or was this only during the
It was a
time?
marketing campaign for us. It was only during those times, and we didn't want to create a retail conflict. And of course, we did, stop those trust shops once the retail stores reopened.
So, Musthafa, now that you've come out with products that are established, be it the idli dosa batter, be it the Malabar parotha, or your paneer or your dahi, your portfolio of products are witnessing suddenly a slew of competition with a lot of heavyweights getting into the fray. In fact, I think MTR Foods has been a pot shot at you by saying that idli and dosa batter are not the same, and they are different. So you have an idli batter and you have a dosa batter. So how are you looking to counter such aggressive, pot shots and campaigns against you?
We don't use a campaign against us. It's an opportunity for, somebody creating brand awareness and category awareness. I think I look at it from that perspective. Coming back to your question on the separate batter for idli and dosa. In fact, we do have a separate batter for idli. We have an idli batter specifically for those people who wanted to buy that, right? But unfortunately, people don't prefer that. And this product we had launched almost like 6-7 years ago. Consumers wanted to buy a mix which they can customize to their taste. In fact, we had tried exactly the same thing earlier. We had different product for idli and different for dosa. It didn't work out. So I think it's the customers who decide what they want, not the marketing agency.
Okay, and you think there is enough scope in the market for several players in this category?
Yeah, so if you look at Bangalore market, you might think that you have monopoly, but that's not the case. 94% of people are still making batter at home.
Sure.
Right? So out of my market share is only the 6%. Out there, I might have 80% share. But then, when a new player enters the market, we have an opportunity to convert the 94% into, out of home batter consumers, right? That is the opportunity that I see.
Now, in your portfolio of products, you just informed me that parota has hit the #1 spot last month, right? Yes. I'm assuming second will be idli dosa batter.
Yes.
Right? What happens? What is the pecking order after that?
Paneer is doing very well for us, and we have a very unique paneer. Our paneer is made with lemon concentrate, not with synthetic acid. And that is helping us to position as a very premium and unique paneer.
Okay, and then?
Then curd, then coffee, then bread. We just launched a loaf of bread in the market in Bangalore and Chennai. It's slowly picking up. You
aim to hit 500 crores, this fiscal. My question to you is, how much of an impetus did 2020, 2021 give you as COVID years for your brand to truly scale up? Because that was the time people were experimenting, people were working from home, people wanted easy stuff to do, etc. So how much of that made a big difference in terms of your brand recall, your brand revenue?
To answer your question, this month, our annualized run rate will be 500 crore. So, so we are already there, right?
You hit it.
In terms of the expectation. This month itself, we should be able to do an annualized run rate of 500 crore. Coming to your question about the COVID. So during COVID time, our e-commerce business had grown 10 times, right? And during that time, we experimented with the different products, right? For example, we got into a partnership with Big Basket, and then we launched products like Rava Idli batter, Ragi batter. We are now launching Neer Dosa batter, right? So those kind of products really helped us to experiment different things and work and identify which one works. To answer your question about the impact of pandemic on the business, during this time, people have become more health conscious and they want to experiment different products at home. So I think that's the reason the paratha was doing very well. So we are now launching a campaign called Yum Up Your Meal, just launching maybe next week. Campaign itself is, paratha as an ingredient could be used to yum up your meal at home.
So your big jump now to hit 500 crores, and many congratulations on that. what has been the big growth driver for you to hit that mark?
Every product we have seen growth. The only product that I'm not very, I was very bullish about it, but we could not deliver was the coffee. Coffee is a great product, but we are not able to, take it to the next level. So we are now working on coffee relaunching and repositioning.
Why is that, in your opinion?
No, I think people are not used to decoction. People, are used to the powder. So it takes time for a customer to understand what's a decoction, then start trying it.
Now, coming to your, international market strategy, I know you're looking to expand your presence. You're already present in, Dubai and the US. But what about, other markets which are big on Indian diaspora, like Singapore and Malaysia?
UAE market are doing very well, and we are just expanded to Oman around 1 year ago. We are now expanding to Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. Those markets were soon expanding. In fact, this month itself we should be starting our sales in Saudi market. Coming to the US and UK, those two markets, our parathas would be available very soon. In fact, we are sending our first set of containers of paratha from India to those markets this month. Right, so parathas will be available soon. This year we will be setting up our plant in US for the batter for sure. We have evaluated multiple opportunities or multiple plans, multiple partners. We will be finalizing one and would be launching batter in US this year for sure. UK, our products frozen would be available, but batter we would look at next year. Coming to the Singapore, Malaysia market, that's a market that we would start exploring from this year. Maybe next year we would be present in those markets as well.
You've also tried to launch innovations, like for instance, something to make your dosa round. Your innovation for the vada, the medu vada, so the hole, it's tough to make a hole and get the shape right. You've got something there. Is this vertical that you're looking at innovations to help you get your food right in terms of shape and size and look, something that you're focused on?
Sonali, the best way to fight a competition is to upgrade yourself, right? And to upgrade yourself, the best way is to innovate and upgrade. And these are different ways we look at upgrading ourselves. So when we launched batter, it was a Me Too pack. It was a pillow size or pillow shaped pouch, right? We then brought in this, the boat shaped pack, which was a trendsetter in the market. Everyone started copying it after that. Even though we had a patent, everyone started copying it. Wherein you could make idli or dosa directly from the pouch without pouring the contents to another vessel. So that's something which we brought in. Then we launched vada, the vada innovation, which went viral across the world. We launched coffee decoction as a completely different concept, right? When we then had launched a tender coconut in a coconut, right? But that we had to stop it temporarily because of the COVID issues. Coming to the latest innovation that we launched was the dosa spreader. So we haven't come with the commercial version of the product. It was a trial version, and hopefully in the next 2-3 months we should be able to launch product in the market.
I've also noticed that in the last 2 years or so, you've ramped up your advertising budgets. Your ads are much more visible now. What has been your media strategy and your media plan?
The brand ID was built without spending money in the initial
That's
year,
true.
right? Initial 13-14 years, our total market spend would have been very minuscule. Last year, we decided to go aggressive in marketing spend. In fact, this financial year, so we did experiment different versions of the ATL, BTL, social media spend, and that is really working out for us. So I would say we have used a mix of everything. So OTT is doing very well for us. We did a little bit of digital spend, and we came with some great campaigns during the lockdown time, and those campaigns went viral. We had created a film on the struggle of a doctor that a doctor goes through during the in COVID times, and that really went viral. So we came with those kind of campaigns which went really viral.
Having said that, what is it that one can expect from ID in the next couple of years that is new, that is exciting, and as customers, easier for us to eat, delicious food at home without much effort?
Come with more innovative products very soon. And in fact, this year, I think we should be launching some 2-3 innovative products in the market. That's one. Second, from an investor perspective, I think we should be looking at an IPO very soon.
Okay, how soon is that? Where on the timeline?
Yet to finalize, but maybe a couple of years.
Fair enough. On that note, Musthafa, thank you so much for your time. I've had an absolutely wonderful time interviewing you. Much luck to you and ID, and hopefully very soon you launch your IPO and ID will become the most trusted company in the world. Thank you so much for your time.